Hi, I'm Gary Smith. Welcome once again to my man cave, which is it's a room over our garage. In 2002, when Donald Rumsfeld was Secretary of Defense under the second George Bush, a reporter asked him about intelligence reports that were suggesting an absence of a link between Saddam Hussein's regime and terrorists seeking weapons of mass destruction. These unidentified reports, the reporter suggested, were the evidence of no direct links between Saddam's regime and terrorists. Rumsfeld's brilliant answer to the reporter was, reports that say something hasn't happened are always interesting to me because, as we know, there are known knowns. These are things we know we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are some things we know that we do not know. But there are also unknown unknowns. The ones we don't know, we don't know. And if one looks throughout the history of our country and other free countries, it is the latter category that tends to be the difficult one. And that was an amazing, brilliant thing to say off the top of one's head to a reporter. Donald Rumsfeld had held a high number of high-level government jobs, plus having served as Secretary of Defense twice. He was the youngest Secretary of Defense under President Ford at 43 years of age, as well as having been the second oldest when he went to work for George Bush at the age of 68 in 2001. This is a primary source autobiography that Donald Rumsfeld wrote. The title is Known and Unknown, and it's one of my favorite books. A note when I finished reading it, it was May the 21st, 2017, which is coming up on 6 years. I've chosen Donald Rumsfeld as the 20th century entrepreneur that I want to talk about. After years of government service, Rumsfeld went to work for a failing pharmaceutical corporation, Shirley and Company, with no background in the corporate world, let alone pharmaceuticals. And Rumsfeld took the reins of a troubled company and developed a strategy to turn it around. And he and the team he hired moved quickly to tighten budgets by reducing staff, selling off entities not related to what the team decided were core businesses, and decentralized decision-making, and rigorously measured progress against goals. The bottom line was Rumsfeld pulled the corporation out of its downward spiral. After working at Shirley for 8 years, he worked for two other corporations, General Instruments Corporation and Gilead Sciences, Inc. In almost a decade working in the private sector, Rumsfeld became a believer in the rule that what you measure improves. And a corollary rule is that you get what you inspect, not what you expect. That's EXPECT. Another primary source that I like is Rumsfeld's Rules, Leadership Lessons in Business, Politics, War, and Life, which is this little book, which Rumsfeld wrote in 2013, 7 years after he retired from government. He retired in Taos, New Mexico, by the way. In this book are over 200-odd rules that he picked up while serving in government in the private sector, and I've selected 3 of them as examples of his rules. The first one is learn from those who have been there. Rumsfeld says that key people who know things can be found in any organization. Seek them out. And they have seen managers come and go, and they know how to get things done. A second rule that I selected out of 200 and something is if it is not a decision for the boss, delegate it. An effective boss doesn't have time to deal with every issue that crosses the organization's radar screen. That's why the boss has a staff. If in doubt, move decisions up to your boss. Don't try to solve problems you're not sure about. Go to your boss with them and try to pose questions in such a manner that the response can be used to deal with similar issues in the future. Thank you very much.